Do you understand what you're charged with?
No, I don't quite understand those no, I don't. I don't plan to plea. I guess I'll answer in affirmative if Demers is not acquiesced to quasi-jury. I'm Gordy. I'm not Mr. Cooley. I'm Gordy. I'm a man. I'm not a person. If you have any papers in front of you with my signature on them.
All right, guys. Today we've got a smug sovereign citizen. A very crazy sovereign citizen. And this guy is full-on insane. He claims the police captured him like he's some kind of prisoner or something, and then he goes full sovereign idiot on the judge. He starts spouting off that he's not subject to the law and the court has no power over him. But sorry, buddy, that's just not how it works. Sovereign citizens love to think they can just opt out of the law, but in reality, you can't. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this guy. Do you think he's conscious enough to realize he's crazy? Or do you think he's actually just a crazy person? Let's go ahead and dive into this very heated court hearing here.
You'll need to unmute your screen, sir.
Yes, I am the man that is that person.
So you're Gordon Cooley?
Yep.
Very well. State appears by Jill Gillette, County Attorney. Mr. Cooley, there's been an amended complaint filed on, it looks like April 17th. You're charged with driving while suspended as a second offense for on or about March the 25th of 2024 in Elk County, Kansas. If indeed you have a prior conviction where this would be a second offense, that's a Class A misdemeanor. A Class A misdemeanor is punishable up to 1 year in the county jail and a fine not to exceed $2,500. Additionally, with a second offense for driving while suspended, there's a mandatory 5-day minimum sentence. However, a person can be placed on probation from that, but there is mandatory sentence that would have to be imposed. Do you understand what you're charged with?
No, I don't quite understand those no, I don't.
What's your question in regards to what you're charged with?
Well, I think this is a matter of a mistaken identity. My persons was never involved in anything. I'm carrying my property from point A to point B. I have there's no vested interest of the state to even stop me. I'm exercising my God-given constitutionally protected rights. And I stated that to the man acting as the police officer. I didn't present him with
you are charged, sir. Hold on. You're charged with driving while suspended, a second offense. That would indicate to me that you've had a first offense.
No.
Have you been in court before on this type of charge?
Nope, not on driving while suspended. No, I have not.
All right. Well, that is what you're charged with. You don't have to agree with it. You can certainly, that is an issue at trial if you feel you have a defense. As with the others that I've explained, you have certain rights. You are charged with a misdemeanor, so you are entitled to be represented by a counsel. And if you wish to apply for court-appointed counsel, if you meet the financial guidelines, I would appoint one to represent you. You also have the right to represent yourself. You also have the right to have counsel of your own choosing at your own expense. So at this time, if you wish to have a trial, if you wish to speak with an attorney or counsel, would he qualify under any programs you have since you charged this as a second offense?
No.
All right. So apparently diversion wouldn't be an option for you. So if you're wishing to have a trial or to speak with an attorney, your plea at this time should be not guilty. If you wish to plead guilty, then we'd proceed to sentencing. But based upon what you're telling me, those would be issues that could be addressed at trial. So at this time, how do you wish to plead?
I don't plan to plea. I guess I'll answer in affirmative if Demers is not acquiesced to quasi-jurisdiction.
Right. If you're not going to enter a formal plea, you're standing mute, and I will enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf.
Okay, I exercise my right to trial by jury then. I'd like to face the man or the woman that claims I've done them harm or loss.
Mr. Cooley, if you wish to have a trial by jury.
I'm Gordy. I'm not Mr. Cooley. I'm Gordy. I'm a man. I'm not a person.
All right.
Uh,
Mr.
I-
Cooley.
Can I ask you a question?
The goofiest names I've ever heard. I mean, come on, Gordy. And now this guy is claiming identity fraud in this case, like the court's just going to fall for that excuse. He's acting like he's some kind of mastermind pulling a fast one, but really he's just digging his own grave here. Let's talk about the law for a second. Lying in court, or perjury, is actually a very serious crime. If you guys didn't know, perjury is basically when you knowingly make false statements under oath, and it's a felony. Depending on where you are, perjury can come with some serious consequences, like up to 5 years in prison and some hefty fines too. On top of that, it can damage your credibility in the legal system forever, and you'll most definitely have a criminal record hanging over you. So Gord's out here making wild claims, but he's just digging himself deeper into a hole here. It's crazy how he thinks he can just get away with this kind of behavior. Let me know what you guys think about Gordy so far, and let me know what you guys think about the judge so far. Let's dive back.
Refusing to enter a plea, which is fine. A person can stand mute, and I will set this matter for trial. If you wish to be or have a jury trial, you have the right to do so. However, you need to do that in the proper form. With a misdemeanor offense, you have to file a written motion for that request. Otherwise, it's set before the court. So you would need to do that in a timely way. If you're going to represent yourself, you would have to follow the rules as though you're an attorney. So all of those things would, most people don't have the training to where if they're going to do a jury trial, they're better off being represented by counsel. But that's a choice that you're going to have to make.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Yes, you may.
Can there be a valid cause of action without an injured party?
Sir, that's not a valid question for what we're doing here today.
I've tried settling this matter in the private twice. If you have any papers in front of you with my signature on them, it's because that is what was required.
After committing a crime, and now he's acting like he's the victim. I mean, come on, Gordy. You did the crime. Now you got to face the time here, and it's only 5 days, pretty much. It's crazy how so many sovereign citizens just can't take accountability for their actions. They always want to blame everybody else instead of owning up to what they've done. And it honestly kind of makes you wonder, is this the way America is headed? People trying to get out of responsibility just because they think the law doesn't apply to them. It's honestly wild, and I swear I keep seeing more and more and more just as the days go by, and it's getting actually really ridiculous. Does anybody else notice this lack of accountability? Because it's honestly a common trend at this point. Let's dive back.
Understand what a man thinks, that he has the authority to take another man and throw them in a box when they have harmed no man or woman, no
Mr.
claim
Cooley,
has been brought
Mr.
against
Cooley,
them.
you need to be quiet now. We're going to give you a court date, and you can advise me how you're going to proceed at that court date. If you're going to apply for a jury trial, then you'll need to make that application by that time. Otherwise, you'll be set for a bench trial. That's before the court. Sarah, could you give us a date, please?
What sort of time frame would you like, Judge? 30 minutes?
Approximately 30 days, 30 minutes would be fine.
We can do May 15th at 2:30.
At
Judge,
2:30?
I'm out that afternoon. We could do 11:30 if there's nothing else scheduled there.
We put that for a trial and for an hour, didn't we? So
If you only need 30 minutes, we could do the 11 to 12.
well, we said something at 10:30, I believe, or was it the 10 o'clock that was set for trial?
It was the 10:30 to 11:30 that was set.
Okay, let's set this at 11:30 for a pretrial. So, Mr. Cooley, you will need to appear at the courthouse in Howard. And if you're going to file a motion for a jury trial, you need to have done so by that time. If you're going to hire an attorney, you need to do that. If you're going to apply for an attorney, I would suggest that you do that as soon as possible, so that you can have counsel at that time.
Am I going to be able to face the man or the woman that has a claim before me, or are you going to discharge the matter? If there's not a man or a woman here, then this matter needs to be discharged.
Sir, I've heard these arguments before, and those are not legal arguments? Somebody's made these things.
I'm not a member of the legal society.
Sir.
Can we bring the law to the court, please?
You've been-
Can we bring
you've
the
been-
law to the court?
Mr. Cooley, stop interrupting. At your hearing, if you have motions that you wish to have heard, you can file them in advance. I would strongly recommend you be represented by counsel. But your court appearance is May 15th at 11:30, and you are to be here in person.
He actually believes he's the victim here. I mean, maybe he doesn't, I don't really know, but it seems like he does. He's acting like the whole system is out to get him, but then again, he could just be putting on an act to try and get out of the case here. Either way, though, it's a whole mess, and seriously, why do these sovereign citizens always bring up the fact that the victim needs to be here for them to be tried? Like, dude, if you're literally driving without a license, that's on you, no one else. The law doesn't need the victim to show up for you to be held accountable for your actions. It's honestly crazy how they try to twist the system to fit their own narrative, but that's just not how it works. People like Gordy and other sovereign citizens we've covered on the channel actually seem mentally ill. But then again, if I was in their shoes and I didn't have the funds to pay off a ticket and whatnot, this might be their only option. I know it's not a popular take what I'm saying right now, but I'm just curious to see what you guys have to think about this. You know, if you have no money at all, and you're just trying to get the court case stalled out for a few days to a week, I kind of see why people do it. Now, but then again, I don't think it's right at all. I think it's absolutely idiotic, and they're wasting the taxpayers' money. But there is kind of two sides to this, I tend to agree. With the judge more on them. But anyways, guys, I really want to hear what you guys think about this whole court hearing, though. Did Gordy really believe his own nonsense? Or was he just trying to play the system here? Let me know what you guys thought below. And if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this, make sure to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care.